Hello! Who do we have out there in the vastness of space? Streaming both to Twitch and YouTube. Let's see who we have for another episode of Devs Lost in Space. Hey guys, good to be back. Welcome for another very exciting, keen stream. Today, I will be joined by Marek Rossa and Karel Antonin, the composer of Space Engineers, and we will be announcing the winners of the Sounds of Space Engineers competition. So we're in for a treat tonight. Just gonna do a couple of announcements here before we introduce Marek. And yeah, I mean, man, it's been such a challenge trying to get these tracks decided, but we finally come to kind of decision on the winners. So welcome. I'm seeing so many people here. Renzo, Grid, Conan, Math, Adarind, Cake, Arkaville, see Chipsticks, Cameron, Noxa, Blade, Japek, Space Explorer, and many, many more. Fantastic. So, what the main announcement today actually is that Space Engineers is currently on sale on Steam in the midweek madness. So you can find Space Engineers 30% discount at the moment, and definitely a good opportunity. Hold on here, just make sure that's good. And that is the you can also, that's the base game, and also the Ultimate Edition is reduced as well. So shout out for the midweek madness, and that's the main news. How did you guys find the teaser this week? I actually will show that again on stream in a little bit here, just in case you missed it. But we are getting ever closer to that next Space Engineers update, and maybe, just maybe, Marek will mention a couple of things here today. Can't wait for new music. I mean, you're in for a treat, Andrew. You're in for a treat. So, there we go. Fantastic. Cool. Let's get Marek on then, and catch up with Marek and see how Marek's been doing. So let's say hello to. Let's have a look. Marek, hello! Welcome to the stream. Good to have you on as another stream, Marek. It's been a while. How have you been doing recently? Fantastic. And I know, actually, this music competition was actually your idea that you had a while back, and it's so cool that we're finally here and we had so many entries. So yeah, how was it like? How's it been actually going over all these entries?
Me, like, wanting to have this contest was that I wanted to see or hear how people think about music for space engineers, you know, like how the community, like what kind of ideas, music ideas they would bring, you know, to it. And so for me, the best experience, or like the best part of this experience, was to see basically how other people feel about music for space engineers, other than what I think about it or Karel thinks about it. So that was a novel experience for me, and I was actually, I mean, surprised, yes and no, by the amount of content that we got, and also the quality of it. Like, on one side, it's, I think, more than 300, right?
Yeah, so over 300 entries.
Yeah. So, like, on one side, it doesn't surprise me, but because I was expecting, you know, that there are many people who want to submit something like this and who can do good music. But on the other side, you know, it's quite a huge number anyway. So that was good.
Definitely. And just quickly here, before we go on to the music stuff, I want to touch on some of these teasers that have been going around on our social media. So I'm actually going to get up here a picture of you holding. Where is that? Hello, 1 second. Holding the rifle that was made by a fan. That was pretty cool, right? Do you want to tell the story about what? Yeah, what was the story behind that, about the rifle here?
You mean like this actual 3D printed?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we got the rifle. I made the photos, and I was also excited that someone has taken the time to actually recreate it in a physical form. You know, something that we envisioned like many years ago. I think actually this is the second generation of the rifle that what we had in the the first version of Space Engine. Different, and I think this is a version somehow modified by Natik, like in later years. And so to hold it in my hands, it's nice experience. And actually, I still kind of cannot believe what people can do, with this process that you can just like 3D print, and then paint, and then do all these things. So yeah, so the rifle is here. And we'll be showing it even later, not today, but later. We'll be showing it a little bit more.
Later date. Yeah.
Later date. And then I hope it will not get stuck in Joel's, flat. And it will, and it will be here on some nice place, and we'll be showcasing it to visitors.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be getting it on for a certain future stream. Gotta be careful my words here, but yeah, we definitely it deserves to be placed, pride and place. That's the saying, right? So no, it's really cool. So big shout out. And do you know who created that model? Do you remember the name?
Yeah.
I just had it. We added this picture before the stream here, so I forgot to grab the name.
Yeah, the name is Craig.
Craig. Big thumbs up to Craig, because this is super cool. And
I guess Erin can post a link to his blog post, where he's describing the process and everything.
That's good. And going with that, actually, some people are asking, what if we sold this as like some kind of SE merch, Marek? Who would buy one of these if it was available? 07's in the chat if you would buy a Space Engineer's rifle. I'm actually kind of I don't know how it's I believe it's like, from the pictures I've seen, it's super detailed, right? It's got all the greebling and all the details.
And some of the parts are actually, how to say, like dynamic, or so it's not just like static thing that like a statue or something, but there are some parts that you can actually move.
Actually, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Because it's made from smaller parts, and then I think he like assembled them together, and so yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, maybe it can even shoot, but
there's probably some legal problems with that one. Next up, we'll be making like a one that actually can fire. That'd be kind of crazy, actually. A lot of people though, and a lot of people in chat, Marek, would like one of these. It was Carson says they'll take our entire stock of SE rifles. There we go. And to kind of go with that, I just want to quickly put up the teaser that we showcased on social media on Monday, I believe it was. Let me just get this up. Hello, there it is. So you guys can check out this. This is a little bit higher quality here as well, because I'm going to put on here this is the video. So this is the same as the GIF that we published, but this is a video format. So you guys can take a little look at this. Here we are. I'm not sure if you can. Are you watching the stream, Marek? Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this the response to this first teaser has been pretty significant, and I can tell that people are really excited about what we have planned. I'm not sure if we can say anything more about it today. Maybe we'll leave it for later, and I'm not sure. But in general, we're super excited about the stuff that's coming, right? Yeah, just putting this on the stream here. So I think some people missed the GIF. What about the sound? You guys will have to wait and see for the sound. There we are. So let's actually jump on and let's introduce our next guest tonight. And that is the creator of Space Engineers music. Welcome to the stream, guys. Karel. How you doing, Karel? Welcome.
Hi. Nice to be here.
I believe is this your first stream? I believe this might be this is your first Keen stream. So it's long overdue actually having you on, because I actually know that for many people, the music of Space Engineers is one of the things that ties it all together, right?
Yeah, thank you.
And yes, warm welcome in the chat. Fantastic. So, Karel, just to kind of give some backdrop for people who may not know your name until today. So, how long have you been working with Keen? What was the first track you made for Space Engineers?
I think the very first track was for Space Engineers or Minor Wars. It was the main theme actually,
What was the main theme?
Main theme in 2012, I think. And it was like right after I met Marek in the GDS or Anifilm actually, and yeah, it was like the brothers theme for Minor Wars, and it was the first track for King Software House, and then it like kind of spiraled from there.
Fantastic. And see, that's actually worth pointing out. So actually, you started work for Keen, and it goes even beyond Space Engineers. You know, you were making music for tracks in Minor Wars as well.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that. Yeah. I made quite a few tracks. I think half of the score.
And obviously, Marek was very impressed because it's coming up to 10 years now. You've been working with Keen, which is probably one of the. I don't know, Marek. He's probably one of the longest people who've been working with Keen, right? There's probably only a couple more people who have been. Maybe Petr, I'm not sure, but in general, he's one of the longest.
I think Petr would be slightly more, let's say 2 years more or 1 year more. And then maybe Lukáš Tvrdoň, the sound design.
Yeah.
He
sound
would be
design.
Around the time, yeah.
So we have music and sound guys have been with the projects for a long time now, which is fantastic. And they're actually linking your website. You guys can check Karel's website out in the chat. Kianard is linking that up there, so feel free to check out his website. And what other things maybe mention that have you worked on? What other things have you worked on or are you working on that you can talk about?
Yeah. I can talk a bit about series or feature films.
Okay,
I was
yes,
working
great.
on Netflix series, man, like a feature film, and yeah, like different various stuff from like some of them action films, some of them like romantic comedies and stuff like that. And yeah,
that's fantastic.
There's some variety.
So a lot of diversity there actually as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, luckily, I have a chance to actually work with people that are from various backgrounds and want various music.
And now I'm just thinking about other projects. You also made, I believe did you make all the music for Medieval as well?
Yes. With Medieval, it was like my first full-time collaboration on project.
Okay. So actually it's, and was that your first time doing that kind of style? Like, I've definitely noticed. I mean, it's amazing to see how your music has evolved over the years. And I work and the video guys work with Karel to make the music for the trailers, and it's the speed in which you can come up with something which is so amazing and so inspiring it's amazing, honestly. And I think for a lot of people, it's one of those signature things. Like SE wouldn't be exactly what it is today without the music, right? It's very.
Thank you.
I'm sure Marek can agree with that, right, Marek?
Yeah. But the music was always very important for me when we're creating, like game or trailers or videos or whatever. I think actually that the music is sometimes like it's funny, but it's like 90% of the result or the emotions that you get from the result. So like you can have all the programmers and artists doing everything, but without music it will be super dull, right? And when you add music, then like of course it's just like one person versus like let's say 30 people. So it's not. I cannot say that Karel like does 90% of the job, but regarding the emotions, I think it's kind of unfair. He has some kind of unfair advantage, that
he's one man. He can, yeah.
So he's like one man who adds like 90% of the emotions to like either video or the game.
Definitely.
And so I even like looking forward. I'm really looking to the future and to see new music to be done, and maybe even some new style. and or new style, like new theme, in the future. And so for me, actually, like the music is a big part in our games.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Karel.
I just wanted to say that the music is like, it adds the 90% of emotion, but everything has to work flawlessly for the music to be able to like kind of like add that. So like if the game wouldn't work well, or if the film wouldn't work well, the music wouldn't work either. It's like it adds the 90% of emotion if everything else is working.
They go together. They definitely go together there. But I you know what? And Karel, I still have to say, I'm not sure. Well, I can ask the chat. Chat, is there a track or a trailer where the music for you was your favorite track or your favorite like moment? For me, it's I still think it's that overhaul of visuals, wheels, and audio. I think with and it's that scene where actually let's not talk about it. Let's show it on stream here. I think I need to show it for you guys. But every time I hear this, it hits me. I also want to get it up here to give some context to people watching. And it's worth actually pointing out some of the cool. Let me see here. And see what the people in chat are saying as well. What their favorites are. Let's mute this. Here it is. Yeah, it was update 186, the major overhaul of visuals, audios, and wheels. So if I come in here and showcase this, I'm not going to play all of it now, but let me just play a segment here just to kind of give some context. And it's... All right, so if I display the display here, here it is. And it's this scene from going to the crashing ship to the rebuilding, peaking when the ship is completed, when the ship is finished welding. It's all about this. Let's listen in here for a second. There we go. Honestly, I've literally got goosebumps on both arms. It's that it's amazing stuff. And that for me, just want to highlight that because that's still for me like the most epic moment ever. When that ship completes and it fades in, it hits me right here, you know. So
oh, thanks.
Oh man. Good times.
That was basically the moment where the whole like trailer builds up to, and the music is kind of like repeating the theme until we arrive there, and then like it plays in the full force. I think it was the first trailer when there was kind of this kind of like a plan to work with the music. I think you're right. It was the first time. It was at least the first time what I know that you really kind of did a remix of that classic theme with these heavy drums and the heavy lines. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
So well, who knows the future holds? And actually, that will actually lead us on to our kind of next topic here. And that's maybe for Karel, maybe for Marek. And that's like what the future of music in SE could be like, or what you kind of envision for the future of SE music. And maybe giving it to Marek first, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I don't want to reveal too much, but I in next couple of months or so, or maybe next year, I want to collaborate with Karel more on some kind of new team, and I really want to, I don't know, I have some feeling about what I want, but I also kind of don't know many things. So we'll have to iterate a couple of times. And so basically, I want a team that people remember. That's the thing. Not that I don't like the current team, that's good, but we are looking forward to the future. And I want the team that people remember, like everybody remembers Indiana Jones team. Everyone remembers Star Wars, team. Everyone remembers the Lord of the Rings. And so I would like to study, what is so memorable about these teams, and then try to create our own with Karel. And I think that should be the building block of the future of the music for space engineers.
Definitely, it's important actually to have that, because I mean, even looking at some of the other games, I mean, everyone knows the Halo theme, right? And it's stuff like that. I mean, not all games have it, honestly. I'm trying to think. There are some games that even that have multiple versions of them, and they don't carry forward. But I think a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people appreciate when there's a recurring theme or themes. Yeah. So that was and if anything for you, Karel, how would you kind of see yourself? What would you see yourself exploring in the future? Maybe any kind of future plans. There could also be things that you want to do, other projects as well. Maybe whatever. What else are you planning on?
Well, I mean, definitely, researching the sound palette and coming up with something for space engineers, for sure, something that's more memorable, more something that sets apart from the existing theme. Something like Marek said, that's something like that, not just with the melody, but with the instruments themselves and stuff like that, making it something that's on another level.
I've definitely got some inspiration ideas that I would love to talk to you about sometime.
Yeah, we have to brainstorm.
Some people discussing fun music. So I should actually state that the fun music track is not made by Karel. That was there's a history behind that. The fun music track was an April Fool's. Do you remember this, Marek? It was, I think it was 2014, I believe. And basically, for April Fools, you added this fun music that played, and a load of these engineers spawned and ran off the platform like lemmings. So ever since then, do you remember? Yeah, go on.
So, I'm sorry. So it stayed in the game?
It stayed in the game, all right. Yes, but it's honestly it's beloved, but it also hated. It's a very controversial song, but yes, it did. It's still there. It's still there. Yes. That's funny. Yeah. So that was actually one of the. That's a good point. I think is that there are some of the earlier. I think some of the tracks were. There are some other composers. Is that correct, Marek? Or is Karel the sole composer for SE? I can't remember. I think for Minor Wars it was.
I think for Minor Wars there was also Marek Mrkvička, right, Karel?
Yeah, that's correct.
But I think for Medieval and Space, it was, I think, only Karel, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think to begin with, some of Minor Wars' music was in Space Engineers. So that could be why there was, multiple composers actually. But all the new music that was composed for it since its release, I think, has all been Karel. And minus Fun Music, which is a random. Have you actually heard that song, Karel?
I have to confess that I did not.
I recommend not listening to it, honestly.
No, I will right away. No, I'm curious.
Yeah. The name defines it. It's fun music, that's for sure. So, That's that actually. That was we are of course getting towards announcing the winners of the contest. So let's actually maybe talk a little bit about the kind of voting process and how it was for you guys listening to all these tracks. I mean, we had over 300 entries, and I think over 160. What was it? Yeah, over 300 entries, and so much diversity. There was genres of all kinds. You know, we had classical, we had like some metal in there. It was really, really interesting to see tracks that were, you know, inspired by space engineers, and coming up to the winners. I know I definitely try to create some diversity in that selection. So they're not all traditional space engineer sounding tracks, but they are cool tracks that have been inspired by space engineers and will be really cool to have potentially have on the jukebox. So yeah, that was just my kind of put. But maybe hand over now to Marek. I mean, how was it for you, Marek, going through all those entries and listening to what people came up with? Some surprises, maybe.
Yeah. It was interesting because all of the entries had good quality, and so you know what I mean. Like it all sounded like made by professionals, and then what I was looking for was like if it, I would say, like sparks a joy. You know, like that's basically the test that I'm using when I'm like measuring aesthetics of something. That if it sparks a joy, then like I want it, and if it doesn't mean, you know, it's bad. It just means that it doesn't spark a joy or so. So this is quite subjective, and we had to pick some winners. So you know, it had to be subjective, obviously. But I'm grateful for everyone who joined the contest. So it's really good. And so when I was listening, I was also looking for the music that sparks the joy, and also for the music that is bringing some novelty, you know, some kind of surprise. I think this is what we are looking in music, like in any kind of music, that you actually want something novel, right? Yeah. In that music, but not too novel, you know, like it shouldn't be kind of like too weird, you know, like it should be just the right amount of distance from where you are used to be. And so I was looking for all these things, and then making a list of like, you know, my selection. Then we kind of everyone who was on the like judge panel, we combined our results or like our selection, and we picked the final winners. And yeah, that's it. That was the process, and I think it was useful for me because now I would say like I have much broader sense of possible music for space engineers.
Definitely. I mean, it was so hard. It was like when it came to the top results, I was going back and forth, like, is that one better? Oh, that one's a bit better. So in reality, you could have, almost on another day, it might be slightly different, but we had to come to some conclusion. I can say that we had, I think in the end, we had 7 different judges. I can kind of give some shout outs there. We had Marek and Karel, myself, we had Kianata as well. We had Vlado, our COO, and we had Johannes, one of our marketing guys, and also Jan Hirodes. And I think is that 6 or 7? But still, we had plenty of people, because actually everyone had slightly different, you know, opinions about, because we all have different music tastes, right? But there were some that I think everyone kind of got behind, but in general, some of the results were actually quite different to, I think, based off, you know, people's maybe bias, which is why we had as many as possible to kind of reduce the bias. Again, even when I was selecting, there were songs that I didn't particularly like for my own personal taste, but I could recognize the technical, you know, of complexity behind them, and actually try to put some stuff that I wouldn't normally listen to, but actually I thought was good in the kind of top selection. And then we voted and did more voting and all the rest of it. So it was a long process. And in the end, I think you guys will be quite surprised by some of the winners, because they are very different. But what's so nice about this is, up until this point, there hasn't been so many songs to listen to in the jukebox. So this will actually allow some kind of some more diversity in there. So whether you're in your you know, space disco, or on your spaceship, or in your, you know, your station, there's different vibes now that you can kind of have on the background. So I'm actually really happy with what we got selected. But we'll get to that very, very soon. Just going over to Karel then. How was it for you, Karel, as the music maker of Space Engineers? How was it for you hearing all these entries and getting through 300?
Yeah. So yeah, it was amazing to see the variety of styles, of genres, of approaches. It was amazing to see also some variations on the main theme, which I wasn't even expecting, but it was very, very cool to see. And yeah, with the process, I don't know what I can add to on top of like what already has been said, but it's like it was iterative process when I selected tracks that sparked joy, and then I heard them the next day, and I was like, actually, yeah, maybe I should come back and add also this one, and then I was starting again, and yeah, like.
Oh man.
Yeah, but the top ones were like, generally the quality was really good.
Yeah, that's what I think we had to go for. But we can't thank you guys enough, because we were overwhelmed. It was why we had to delay the results a week, because I was expecting a good amount of people to enter into this, but overwhelm is the right word, because I honestly think this could be the most submitted contest we've had. More than the video contest. I don't know about the screenshot. We've had lots of screenshots in the past. Maybe the screenshots are even, but honestly, maybe Marek can get a feel, but I feel like over 300 entries. That's a lot of music tracks. Now, as you may know, guys, in the initial kind of announcement post, we were going to have 3 winners. And I think it would have been quite impossible to have selected 3 winners out of 300. So I'm happy to announce that we will actually be selecting 15 winners, which is still really hard given the number of people, but 15 tracks will be getting picked as winners and will be receiving identical prizes. There won't be any rankings, so there will be we'll actually have like the same prizes for everyone, because even ranking them was just going to be too difficult. So that's how we're going to do it. And as for having it in the game, we will be contacting the winners to ask, and we need to have some discussions about their tracks in the game. But hopefully, if things go well, all 15 of those tracks will actually be featured in the game's jukebox. So we're almost there. What do you think, Marek? Is there anything else you'd like to cover, or Karel today, or should we get on to the announcement?
Let's go to the announcement.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to all the tracks at the end of the stream, because I can now tell you that it's around 50 minutes of listening. So we're going to announce the winners, do a quick outro, and then we're going to leave you guys to listen to the music for 50 minutes here as the outro. So here we go. Drum roll, please. Let's see. Almost there. So, our first winner by Windflower Falls, we have Sands of the Slave Princess. Just a reminder, guys, this is in no particular order. This is, in fact, random, kind of jumbled up here, so no particular order. But Sands of the Slave Princess by Windflower Falls. Second, well, I'll say second. That sounds like positions. Next up, we have Space Pirates by Bart Zeal and Ruben Isarin, or Isarin. Apologies if I get the names wrong there, but Space Pirates. Next up, we've got The City Lies. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh, hello, hold on a minute. I've just gone off the music here. Yep. The City Lies by Exelan. The City Lies by Exelan. After them, we have Space It Out by Swalsage, which is quite a different tune there. I think I said that right. Swalsage and Space It Out. Next, we have Sector 347 by Jan Out There. Doing my best at pronunciation here, but Sector 347 by Jan Out There. Next, Designing the Fleet by Limnal. Designed the fleet by Limnal. That's where are we at now on the list? That's the sixth entry here. Last Day of Triton or Triton. Last Day of Triton by Aaron. By Aaron. I'm trying to get this name right. Schutzfer. Next, we have Exodus by Gordon Savarimthu. Exodus. There. Then we have Entropy by Epicamina. Entropy by Epicamina. We have Growing Wild by Timo Lech. Growing Wild by Timo Lech. On to our last 5 now. We have Space Angels by Music Fonts. Space Angels by Music Fonts. Next, Into the Asteroid Field by Linksy featuring Umbria. Into the Asteroid Field by Linksy featuring Umbria. Next, Colossus on Fire by Dave Rodriguez. There we go. Colossus on Fire by Dave Rodriguez. Penultimately, Timeless Space by Marcin. Timeless Space by Marcin. And finally, as part of our 15 winners, we have the Space Engineers main theme, epic cover in brackets, by Kydro Gent. Kydro Gent with Space Engineers main theme, epic cover. So there are our 15 winners. And actually, we'll leave that for the video. Yes. So let's see a round of applause in the chat for all of our winners there. So yeah, big congratulations to all those players. We'll be reaching out to you shortly to kind of contact you about the pricing and also about asking you guys about, getting that permission to make sure we can put that in the game if you really want that and all the rest of it. So yeah, there we are. What do you think? That's a lot of it's a lot of winners, isn't it, Marek and Karel? But still a fraction of those entries.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations.
There we go. It was a long process. I mean, I would definitely feel like I'd want to do this again in the future. It's like to see so many people with music inspired by Space Engineers was amazing. But yeah, it's we're here. We did it. we got those. We got this side in the end. So fantastic. So we can kind of start to wrap this up because I imagine the stream will want to hear these winning entries now. We've said them by name, and the names of songs is kind of something that you're not sure about. So I think the best way is to show them. So unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss today and say on the stream, I think we can go over to that winning entries video.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, guys, thank you so much to Karel and Marek for joining me today. It's been a pleasure having them. Really good to finally have Karel on a Keen stream after all these years. The longest, one of the longest employees at Keen, and we only just got around to interviewing him. So that's been really great. And
it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to hearing your future tracks. I'm sure there is some tasty things in the works.
Let's see.
Okay. Thank you, Marek. And we'll see you guys very soon for another Keen stream. We'll have, we have an update coming. The teasers are out there. So you guys can expect to see us again pretty soon. Any final words from Marek?
So again, thank you everyone and congratulations to the winners. And thanks Joel for a nice stream, and thanks Karel for joining in.
Fantastic. Well, we'll see you guys later. Enjoy the music once again, as we're all saying, big congrats to our winners and to everyone who entered. It was really a pleasure to listen to all these tracks. And yeah, looking forward. I've got them now, so I'm looking forward to listening to the ones that didn't win, even after this competition here. So let's have a little listen then. See you guys in a bit.
All systems online. Spacecraft fully functional. Detecting unknown signal. Unknown spacecraft is hailing us. You can't bind us in one place. No matter how tough you weld our cage, we're to grind through it one day, drilling holes in your docking bay. We are what you've come to fear, a blip on your radar, read and peer. We've come from space afar, space engineers. You've been warned. A signal appears on your detector, powered by your ship's reactor. Shows the red of the defectors. Can they keep us in check? Nah! We are what you've come to fear, a blip on your radar, read and peer. We've come from space afar, space engineers. You've been warned. Turn in earshot dampeners on. Divert all powder to the front guns. Arr, matey, let's have some fun. We are what you've come to fear, a blip on your radar, read peer. We've come from space afar, space engineers. You've been warned. We are what you've come to fear, a blip on your radar, read and peer. We've come from space afar, space engineers. You've been warned.
stranger.
And there we go. Goodness me. What did you guys think of those? I'm still here. I've been sat with you guys the whole time, listening to those songs as well. Let's see a final... Oh, I'm quite hurt. Let's see a final round of applause in the chat for all those winners there. Amazing stuff, right? And this is it. These are great songs, but there was more. There was more great songs, you know. We just had to find, you know, originally it was going to be 3. It was going to be 3 winners. And eventually we were like, okay, it's impossible to do 3. So I was like, all right, about 5. All right, 5, we can do 5. Then we can't, 10. And then actually it was pretty last minute. I was like, heck, let's just have 15 winners because this is so hard to get from 300 down to, you know, the top 15 here. And did you guys, how did you guys find the bonus track? If you guys didn't notice, the bonus track is by Gordon, and Gordon was the same. It's the bonus track there, not one of the official winning tracks, but it's, you know, it is what it is, and and that was Gordon made the Exodus track. So quite contrasting tracks there from Gordon. But yeah, awesome stuff. I mean, let me just get the list up here. We're gonna wrap it. We're not gonna stream too long here, but I've just been sat here drinking my tea the whole time, enjoying these songs. The main thing is, hopefully you guys enjoyed the what about it? The diversity, right? That was the main thing. Like, you probably don't like all the tracks because the genre is quite varied there. We don't have all the genres, but there's quite a bit of there's quite some different tracks there, you know. Some more electronic stuff. So even if you don't like all the tracks, or, you know, most of them even, hopefully there's some tracks in there which you guys will enjoy listening to in the game. Because actually that was it. You know, that was one of the problems is, in some ways, we had lots of tracks that, you know, if we were all going for like epic music tracks, maybe those finalists would look quite different. So we tried to, because it's not game ambient music, right? These are going to be music tracks that will go into the jukebox and probably the sound block as well, so you can have it on small grid. But the thing is, yeah, we wanted to have it so like it wasn't all the same type of stuff, right? So we were trying to get a mix of things. Obviously, trying to keep the quality there as well, but we were trying to have a mix of different genres as well there. So I'm pleased you guys think so. I'm reading some comments here. And I think Kianata's posted it as well there. Please play the elevator song when the game crashes. Yeah, the elevator song, it wasn't like the other tracks, but it was kind of one of those fun ones that I think as a bonus, I thought it was pretty cool. Because, like, you know, for those lobbies, reception areas, whatever, and obviously space elevators, it's perfect, right? So let me just ask you, I'm just kind of curious, what was your favorite track then? What was your favorite track that you went through tonight? Let me just get up this page here so we can think of the names. Just lots of questions, but mainly we will be, this is the order of the song here. Here we go. So there was, I guess Kianata changed the order again. This wasn't the order that was in the video, but we first had Sans the Slave Princess. I love this one. It's just we can listen to some, I guess, in the background. We're talking here, but this was the first one you heard. This was, again, not all of these tracks would be my particular genre, which is why we had 7 judges, right? So some of these had, like I'd say some of the guys, it was interesting to see the patterns. There was a couple guys who tended to pick similar tracks, and there was others who picked different tracks, but that's why in the end we got a really nice mix. And I think they're all great. And hopefully, yeah, you'll enjoy those. Let me just see here. Can't pick one. Elevator's a must. Epic Cover, Exodus, Space Pirate, City Lies. Yeah, the second one. I was gonna go over the order here, but I'm thrown off. And of course, we have the space elevator as well there. So this was the no specific order. And Space Pirates, like again, just that was the second one that played. Something totally different. We had some vocals in there, a kind of a space sea shanty there. So there's going to be all kinds of things to play. I'm just trying to get up. Hold on, because I'm in quiet here. So let's actually get this track up again. Where's my? I need. Okay. Where is that video? Here we go. Turn this down. Listen to this in the background as well. And, you know, I think some people would like to have these in the ambient game, some of these, but obviously it's hard there because the genre is so different. Some of the genres are so different from classic Space Engineers. So that's why they'll be a part of the jukebox sound block. So, you know, it'll be something you have to intentionally place or even add to the playlist. Now, we will be contacting all of the winners in the coming weeks. There's a chance that some of these won't make it into the game, because that's why we haven't like said definite make it into the game with any of them, because we need to speak to the creators. You know, we have terms and conditions of the contest, but we need to obviously contact the winners, congratulate them, but also double check that everything is safe to use in game, right? Regardless, these are the winners. These are the winners. These are the songs that we picked. But hopefully they'll all make it into the game. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up that depending on conversations with the winners, and if anything comes to light or, you know, we have some issues, then maybe some won't. But I would like to think that they all would. So just give you a heads up on that one. Space Pirate. Epic SE. 15th is nice. So also, these will all be going on the workshop. Who's saying that? On tomorrow, we'll be posting this video. I saw you guys were also enjoying the screenshots. So I'll be rendering out that video in 4K. It's only in 1080p now, but I'll render out in 4K to have ultimate screenshot experience. And then we'll be putting that on the YouTube. So you guys can obviously listen back to the stream. It's on YouTube and Twitch, so you can listen to it if you can't wait. But we're putting up a dedicated video with chapters and stuff in the coming days. So any other questions here? Maybe Killer. I don't know yet. If something turns out to not be suitable for the game, for like some legal copyright stuff, then I mean, just another point of wording. There was some things that people were concerned that, you know, we were like stealing songs and stuff. I just want to clear up that the creators are giving permission to Keen to use these tracks. You see what I mean? So it's not like we're taking their ownership of it. They retain ownership. They're just giving Keen permission to use them. So that's the heads up on that in the game. So, and we'll be making sure that all the legal things are in place and good. So, yeah. All the submissions. It's a good question. I'm sure a lot of you have curiosity to the other like 300 entries that we had. There probably was 320 odd entries. I'm not sure. I can't remember now exactly. But for now, I recommend just people definitely, if you haven't uploaded your track, if you didn't make it into the finalists, definitely upload your track, and that's definitely a start, because I'm not sure if we'll get around to making some kind of playlist, because they're all kind of spread out and not, you know, in any kind of like, they are in a collection, in a folder collection, but how we publish those or don't publish those is another question. So I would suggest creators of the music to put it on their SoundClouds. And maybe over time, with people who want to publish it, we can create some kind of playlist. I don't know yet. So let me see here. Could go with that. Spotify playlist? Yeah, I mean, if we can do that. I don't know what I'm missing in Twitch chat here. So this one has me smiling every time. Here we go. This is the second one we listened to. Very unexpected, but when I'm listening to this, I'm just smiling cheek to cheek. When the chorus drops, you know, we had stuff like this, There was some heavier ones, some more ambient ones. So hopefully you can use these in certain scenarios or builds. I'm going to sing along for the chorus here.
No matter how tough you weld our keys, we're to grind through it.
Let's have a look.
One day, drilling holes
In your docking bay.
We are what you've come to fear. A
Big on your radar.
read it and peer. We've come from space afar.
Space engineers. You've been warned. I don't know, it gets me every time. So,
Signal appears on your
it's weird to think if you hear some of these in game, people with pirate builds and all the rest of it. So, this song was definitely unexpected. Yeah, it was. You gotta listen to the lyrics as well. I'm talking over it right now, but you gotta listen to those SE lyrics there. A blip on your radar. Any other questions, guys, regarding the competition today? We'll be wrapping it up pretty soon. A bit too much, I know, Super. I was singing along, when it was playing. I've been listening to these songs for weeks now, and I've been listening to them over and over because I'm obviously going to say, but there was some songs that were so close to making this final cut, We kind of got a top 300, and then we got like a top 100 and a top 50. So we slowly kind of worked our way towards the top song. So a lot of these songs I've listened to many times to be like, okay, this song or this song, So, yeah. New teaser. I can show the new teaser as well. If you guys missed it earlier, hold on. Second, guys.
You've been warned.
Right, let's have a look. Just double check this is right. Yeah, so we played this earlier on stream. Nope, no we didn't. There we go. So this is just a video version of the GIF we put out earlier this week. So bit of a teaser here. Hope you guys like this one. I'm going to have this song on repeat. I wonder. It'll be interesting to see which songs get used more than others. All right. This is going to be my workout music. So nothing else to say about the teaser. I'm just going to show it here. But more details about this soon. I would still like to think we can do more music like this in the future because I really enjoyed it. It was a really good competition, honestly, and yeah, it was the most brutal to vote ever. Yeah, I've vote judge. It was I've obviously looked at screenshot stuff before, but to do this it was really hard because obviously screenshot you can look at, flick back and forth, but some of these songs you have to listen to the whole way through to really appreciate them. Because if sometimes you can like flick through some songs and you're like, okay, this is okay, well, but sometimes you got to listen to the song, wait for the build up, wait for how it like changes and evolves, and then you appreciate it more. So I really tried to give every song, the best listen as possible. This song is The City Lies by Xocliw. You like to download the songs? Blade, I guess that we can look into doing something for that. If people want to have the songs to listen to, I don't know. I need to look at these things, but I get in theory, Blade, you want to listen to them, yeah, on your own device or whatever, right? We just got to do some things regarding that. So looking at any other questions here. Yeah, I want to listen to them out of the game. Yeah, it's cool. It's a good point. The song's beautiful. Some really varied stuff. The next one here we have this is Space. Yeah, this is Space It Out. You got some kind of like lo-fi here. Beats to study to, you know. All right, Excalibur, have a good night. I couldn't say, Killer. You know, there was some songs that I wanted to be... Some songs I listened to once and was like, damn, I'm putting... But remember, I didn't just vote. It wasn't just me. There was 7 people at Keen who actually picked songs they liked and voted and all the rest of it. So it wasn't just my opinion, because it could, of course, be, you know, biased. We didn't want that. We didn't want people's personal taste to bias it, even though we wanted to create a diverse selection for the jukebox. But I couldn't say any particular songs. I just know that some songs I listened to once and was like, that's definitely going in my top picks. And some songs, it was like between 2 or 3 songs. I was like, oh, I don't know. And even now, I might be like, I'm not sure if... I mean, obviously, if I picked one differently, maybe it still wouldn't have made a difference to the voting. But still, it was like... You know, there was some songs that I picked, but no one else picked, or something like this. But it's like... just like a preference thing. So it was really hard, but I think this is the fairest way we could have done it. So, yeah. Any chance of this being an annual event, Ions? Maybe. We have to speak with the guys about it. Obviously, if we do add all these songs, they kind of add to the download space, right? Download size. It doesn't matter to everyone, but download size can actually, you know, have some impact there. So every song we add, especially if they're you know, high quality, depends on how we convert it and make it the right size for SE. But you know, some of these WAVs can be like, I think one of the WAVs was like 100 megabyte, right, for one song. So we probably have to compress that somewhat, because suddenly it's like if all the tracks like that, I'd be like 1.5 gigs just for the tracks. But I think some are MP3s, so it's not such a big issue, but we'll be looking at that. 15 out of 300 would be a truly... It was a huge task, Demetrius. It was one of the... Definitely, when it comes to me, I think out of things that I've judged, SE and otherwise, I think it really was the toughest thing I had to judge, because, you know, if there was 100 tracks, right, picking top 15 or top 10 out of 100 would have been, you know, all right. But 300 plus tracks, you know... All right, then. Oh, and I should also put as well, there won't be any... This won't be included in, like, DLC, because there was some concern that we would be taking people's tracks and selling them or something. So no, all these tracks will be in the base game for free, so don't have to worry about that either. I mean, Ginger says songs as free DLC. So you can choose what to have, and if you don't want... I mean, that's an interesting idea. I know some games have like this free DLC thing, which like, it appears as like a store page item or in the store page, but it doesn't actually cost anything. It's just like a way of separating content, and then you can like opt into it. I mean, maybe that's an interesting idea, because then in theory, we could have like 200 tracks, right? But not everyone would download them. It would be like one of those things that you would have to somehow click to install or something, right? That way we could get around the problem of trying to like compress the game size for certain users. So that's a good idea, Ginger. I can bring it up. Some flight sims do that with terrain because not everyone wants to download. Yeah, exactly. So that can be something. You guys love that idea? All right. Well, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up in the next week or so and see what guys think about that for the future. I'm not sure how it will work, but yeah. It's cool to have songs in the jukebox. I mean, some people listen to music outside of SE or just... I know that a lot of you guys listen to music just in the ambient SE, so you don't actually... You prefer it to be in the actual game, so you don't have to, like, you know, be near a jukebox. But, as I already said, with the contextual music and stuff and the other music we have in SE, a lot of these tracks wouldn't fit in... A lot of these tracks wouldn't fit in with the main Space Engineers music, which is why they're better placed in the jukebox. It's like, you know, music to play in your ship or whatever. But yeah, I understand why you... Yeah. You think the majority of players are not going... No, I think majority are going to download it, Ms. Nomad, honestly. It's the people who have limited internet connections and, you know, where downloading a gig can still take, like... I don't know, I'm not even sure. I'm so used to having quick internet, but there's some people where downloading a gigabyte will take, like... I don't know, like a day still. So if there's a day worth of downloading for some music, like not everyone has the capability for that, right? That's what I'm saying. But it's not, it may be a non-issue. I don't know. It was just something that came up, honestly. So I download them. Yeah, I would download them too. I'm sure most would download them, but it's a concern that was brought up. So all right then, guys. So it is time to wrap up this party, I think. And once again, congratulate everyone. I will be making sure this video is out tomorrow so you guys can listen to all the tracks separate to the stream tomorrow on YouTube. Or you can, if you want to listen now, you can go ahead. And yeah, really, really, really cool stuff. Right, as Kianada says, metered connections, high cost, comes from bandwidth usage. Right. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And once again, thank you to Marek and Karel for joining me today and also being part of the judging process. I don't know, any other news? I might be streaming later tonight some Space Engineers, listening to more of the songs, I think. We're not entirely sure. We'll be back next week with another Devs Lost in Space stream. Who knows, maybe we'll have some more modders on or another keen dev interview. We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'll see you all very soon. And actually, I almost forgot the video for the end of the stream, and Oomba's just sent me one. Let's have a look at this, Oomba. See if this is good. We good on copyright there, Oomba? Safe stuff. Let's see. This is safe, right? Let me just check. Should be safe. It's on YouTube already, and it's from Roan. It's okay, I think, because it's not. If it would have. We don't monetize YouTube anyway, so it's won't affect that. All right. Fantastic. So, guys, before we head off, we are left with a video by Rony Dude, and it's. Let me just check it. Do we have a... I feel unprepared. Oh, no. Okay, we just quickly flick through it here to make sure, because I didn't normally I check these things. Actually, we'll leave it for today. I will double check these videos, make sure we get a list here, because I do want to make sure we are all good on that front. So instead, I'll leave you today early, but I'll see you guys next week. The surprise was the elevator music. The surprise was the end of the reel. It was a bonus track, Michael. We can do some shout outs here. Who do we have in the chat tonight then on both YouTube and Twitch? Let's have a little look. I see Sky Blue, Alex Cat, anonymous user, Michael Tech, Teen K, Pan, Samtown, Blade, Jim Fingers, Kydro, TAC. I see in the Twitch, Maximus, Trimatics, Dunn, Umbalol, Kamer, Revens, Renzo, Elfie Wolf, Demetrius, Valakai, Math, Vectis, Ginger, Cat and Martha as well. I should be playing some music, shouldn't I? I've closed it now, but yeah, I'm excited to listen to more of it. Captain Martha, Arrival, Rogue Rafe, B Swiss, Even Star, Tom N. Lolm. Also seeing in the YouTube Dash, X Master, Cian, KJ, Patelmiak, Aiden, Neil, Pick a Name, Gravity Generator, Music Fonts, Stoyan, Marcus Tech, Attack Cow, Blubber, Edamax. There we go. Sick Puppy, Zaru. I think I got most of them there. Fantastic. Aiden. Awesome, guys. On Twitch, we'll raid someone, so stick around for the raid, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all in another Devs Lost in Space. Bye-bye now.